Okay, today we're getting started in After Effects. First thing we need to do is open it, and we can find that in our Adobe Creative Suite Studio. You can find it in your taskbar if you pinned it down here. If you haven't done that and it's not on your desktop, you can look here as well. This is what it looks like, the square with a colored cloud in it. Then you can just start typing here, Adobe, and it should be in the list somewhere. You can open that, and it should pop up. What we're looking for is After Effects. It's the one with the icon that's AE. You may have more than one. Since we're just starting, we're going to start on the most up-to-date one, which is today is version 25.01. All right, I'm going to open that, and that should take us to this project window. Now, in order to get acclimated into some of the parts of the program before we start our project that's going to be customized, we're going to run through the first tutorial, which is going to introduce us to some of the main differences between Premiere Pro and After Effects here. So let's go here to start first tutorial. If you don't see that, then we'll have to go to Learn, and we can open it up under Help as well. And I can help you find that in a few minutes. But here is our first tutorial that it wants to show us. You probably don't have your essential graphics panel turned on, which is no big deal. And it's showing us that the composition panel is largest here. All right, so this is probably more what yours looks like. What is saying that we can do? Okay, when you first open it up, we want to create a new composition. So what is a composition? A composition is going to be part of your project, which is going to contain different graphics and or video clips and or audio or music that you are going to have as your little snippet. So think of it kind of like a GIF. But you can layer these, and you can have them do different things and work independent. So you will have more than one composition into many of our projects. But we're going to go on here. We have two choices, a new composition from scratch or a new composition from footage. We're going to select the new composition from footage, okay? And this is going to have a sample built into it. And the one that we're going to use, so the first day you open it, it will download this and as part of the tutorial. And we're going to look for the Adobe Illustrator file Apeak logo, okay? So we're going to click and select the Apeak logo and just import it into our scene. It is a footage, okay, and we're going to leave it as a footage, and then we're going to import. We don't have to worry about merging or choosing layers because it's the only layer that we have right now. So now I can select next, and we're following these three panels. Now I'm going to open the composition. Over here we have in our pane, our project pane, this will show all of the different parts. We can have multiple compositions, and we can work on them independently one at a time. So if I go over here and I select the composition, I want to double click on it, and that opens up the Apeak logo here. So that should be good to go. Now when we do that, now we have a timeline that's populated here, okay? So the individual parameters by default for the composition, since I haven't changed anything, is 30 seconds. I can go down here, and we can play this composition by hitting the space bar, and it is running for 30 seconds. But we haven't added any animation or anything to it, so it's not going to do anything for us yet. So let's go on to panel 3. Okay, we have the composition. Now what we need to do is we need to organize the scene. Okay, so do we want to save changes? Yes, we can call it Apeak tutorial. And I'm going to save it into my video production folder, and I'm going to make a new folder here called After Effects. Okay, After Effects, and select. I'm going to open that up, and we will have it. That way we can find it later and we know what it is. All right, I have it saved. I can double click the project panel, add the video, Okay, now we need to double click the project panel and add a video into it. So I double click here and that opens up my import window. That knows that we want to bring more stuff into there. So which video are we looking at? And I know this is my project panel because it's labeled on the top here. So that will help us to get used to the terminology as we're learning the user interface here. So we want the one that is called Summer Forest MP4. Boom, boom, boom. It looks like this one. The labels don't show. I could change my view to details and then it would show that it's an MP4 here, but I don't need to do that. Summer Forest is fine. I add that into my scene and I want to drag and drop this video right from here into the timeline panel. Let's see, where do I want to put it? I want to see if I want to put it on one of the existing things. We can drop it right here. And that adds the layer into the timeline and it gives us the addition here. So this is a 10-second video, okay? And our logo lasts for 30 seconds. So what you notice here is these go in a specific order. Apeak is on top of the logo and then the summer is behind, so we see that reflected in our panel in that order. Layers. When we add files to our timeline, okay, we're adding different elements or layers to our composition. We have a new layer down here. Layers are stacked. And this is how we change the look. So if I wanted to move this, I could come over here and grab this layer and I could reorder it by, on the left hand, click on Summer Forest and drag it to the top above the other two layers. So if I click on the word, so we do need to be specific, and I did that, the logo disappeared, okay? And when I do this, then Apeak has disappeared. So they're there, the logo is here and Apeak is here, but we don't see them anymore, okay? So we only see our MP4 until we scroll our timeline, MP4 ends, and then there's the Apeak, because now there's no more video in here and we're seeing what's behind.